The Coleman medal.
The Norm Smith medal.
Brownlow medal.
Is Jimmy Bartel.
Matthew Lloyd.
It's pretty much a knockout final at the SCG between the Sydney Swans and Carlton, Jimmy, and the SCG record isn't pretty this year. Over 2 years, 2021-22, 16 wins and 4 losses, but this year 1 win and 3 losses. And got some concerns about them at the SCG, Jim, and it starts at their centre bounce, their centre clearance work. Let's look at this. So some of the issues where they've been smashed by Fremantle at the SCG and also North over the week, they're just not being strong enough at the contest, and Rowbottom is found out a number of times here.
Yeah, they're normally traditionally a very physical side in the centre bounce, especially up there at the SCG where there's a lot of stoppages, but you can get exposed here in the centre bounce. We look again at the back of the stoppage, big Nat Fife on Rowbottom.
Yeah, it's just happened time and time again. If you lose centre clearances at the SCG, you're in trouble. And even this, Warner just pushed off the ball far too easily. So this team that's been renowned for being a tough, inside, brutal midfield, even here, Rowbottom against young George Wardlaw, gets turned inside out, beaten, and you see Rowbottom here throw his head in the sky. Well, I've been done over again. And you saw something in Chad Warner that you didn't like over the weekend.
Well, I think this is an opportunity for this man here, Sam Walsh, and it's on Chad Warner. So we highlight it down here in the forward line. This is Warner. Just attention to detail has dropped off for the Swans, especially their midfield. Simpkin did 2 repeat leads here, and the Swans just going space. We look at the other angle. No, not going to go. Not going to go. Simpkin just a little tick lead. That leads to the first goal and actually gets North Melbourne going for the day. He's actually a couple of metres here in front of Warner, so should be in his vision. As the ball plays out, you'll be surprised at how much space Simpkin gets on Warner here. Ball in dispute. You should still have your opponent in front of you. As the ball comes forward here for North Melbourne, here we are. There goes Simpkin. There's no real urgency to go find your direct opponent. That's an opportunity for Sam Walsh and the Blues on a very good midfielder.
Yeah, we've been critical a lot of Carlton, but Sydney just as damning with the way they're playing at the moment. Lucky to beat North Melbourne. The opportunity is there for Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay against this back line. 2 weeks ago, it was Luke Jackson, who was just too big, too strong and too powerful. So this is Luke Jackson, who isn't the best overhead mark, but he was too big and strong for him. So sure, that's the night that they can kick 10 between them, Jim.
Well, Curnow kicked 6 last time against the Swans, and that was with all the 3 big boys back. No key defenders for the Swans, and I reckon this is the opportunity. Kick the set shot early in the game. Can he get some confidence up and be, as you said, the wingman to Charlie and kick 10 between them?
I'm tipping the Blues at the SCG.
I'm going Carlton as well, Lloydie. I think they will respond.
Yeah. Melbourne and the Fremantle Dockers at the MCG. This should be an absolute ripper. It was actually Fremantle who beat Melbourne for the first time in round 10 at the MCG last year. We want to highlight how smart they were last week, Port Adelaide against Melbourne. Lever and May behind the ball, and they refuse to kick long to those players, and they just control possession of the footy. It's an opportunity for Fremantle to do the same.
Port Adelaide took 17 marks inside forward 50 in the driving rain, and look at this, nothing slow and down the line. They just kept shifting the attack, forced Melbourne to retreat, and players having to constantly roll over. We see this one all the way from half back. This is Butters squaring the ball up in the middle, but it's the last kick that's really important here, Lloydie.
Yeah, here it is. So you can see Melbourne players behind the ball. Grundy was trying to get behind the ball, but they went laterally just not to get caught kicking the ball to Lever and May. Really smart. We just want to highlight that Fremantle have done it before. They were the first side to execute this last year, to not go to Lever and May. May didn't play, but there's Ruckman down the line. They switched the lanes, didn't they? And were too good after half-time.
Really good setup originally by Melbourne, but it's this next kick here from Chapman. Instead of going wide again, he takes this one up the middle instead of going wide out here, and Melbourne just can't keep up with their defensive group. It comes back up through the middle. So once you've got it in the middle, keep taking up through the middle, you get one-on-ones.
They're back the last 3 weeks, and you think Lockie Schultz and their smalls at Fremantle have been instrumental.
Kicked over 100 points the last 3 weeks, and then number one side in the last 3 weeks from D50 to forward 50, and it's off the back of their small forwards. And Schultz, who's one of my favourite players in the game. Look at them all here. Schultz, got Fredericks, and I think this is Banfield or Switowski. It's all 4 of them in there, but it's this work rate from half back all the way through the forward line, and they just keep working, and their work rate is enormous, and it creates these opportunities. You just got the back line scrambling, but that man Schultz, his pressure, his forward craft, he's here with Switowski, he gets up, little quick hands, they all join in, and you'll see one of the best celebrations after a great goal in Sonny Walters. Hopefully that's fantastic.
Just honestly. On that, I've got Cozzy Pickett on notice. 6 disposals, didn't work hard enough on last week, but I'm tipping Melbourne in a tight one.
Yeah, I'm going to go the D's as well, just because of the MCG.